Pat, one of the pieces that we talk about in the relationship marketing is if you aren't communicating your value well enough, you need to work on that. And a term used is value stack. So that's what I want to talk about today is really taking it and looking at your product and how do you build that value stack.
Well, so, and here's the thing. My thinking with this always comes down to there's a fair exchange in the market, right? And if I believe should be a fair exchange in the market, I'm going to provide you with value. And in return, you're going to give me something of value. And so in the simplest terms, I have a product or service. I price it at a certain thing, and you're going to pay me for that. I give you the product or service, you give me the money. It's a good exchange, right? So a lot of folks, though, find themselves with thinking they have enough value out there and making an exchange. And they've made that proposition. Okay, here's my website. Here's what we do. They find that the market doesn't respond well. Okay. Now, when the market doesn't respond well, you should listen to the market. Maybe you're in real estate and your position, you look really young, you don't have a lot of experience, and you're trying to do the same thing as in the marketplace as somebody that has lots of experience, and you've positioned yourself like everybody else with no extra value. Okay. So a value I could do is if I'm a young person in real estate entering the market, I could take that thing that I know is out there, doesn't have much experience, sure looks like he has a baby face, how many deals has he really closed? Where is he going to go? Does he really know this stuff, or was he just able to pass the test? And I can actually put a value stack together that says, listen, I'm young. I understand modern technology. I understand modern marketing methods. I have Facebook followers. I have Instagram followers. I understand those platforms very well. I also don't have, let me just be clear with you, I don't have a lot of customers. And it's very important as I get my career going that I knock it out of the park for some folks. So I'm looking for folks understanding that I'm a little young and new in this business, but I've got a lot of other attributes. I'm going to be working on your house. I don't have a lot of other homes I'm marketing right now. I could turn something into what would look like to the marketplace as a disadvantage into an advantage if I stack what value I bring, right? Because the value can't just be, oh, by the way, I have a real estate license and I could help you with selling your real estate. That's not a transactional kind of thing. You see people with doing value stacks. And so let's say I was a dentist, okay? And I want to put a value stack together. Now, the other ways that people want to search for this, they'll see more used is value ladder. Okay, you'll see the word value ladder. Value stack is something, I know I use it, and I didn't come up with it, but it's something that resonates kind of with me, okay? Because so what you see, let's say with a dentist is there's lots of things they can do. But a dentist, in my mind, would want to look at lifetime value. Not just how much do I make off of x-rays, how much do I make off of cleanings, how much do I make off of whitenings, how much do I make off of retainers or braces, how much do I make cosmetic. You can look at all those things from a business perspective, from a product line SKU perspective, but you really should be looking at least, again, world according to Pat, at lifetime value. Because if I'm able to get Martin in there or somebody else in there, and they come to me from the very beginning on, I'm going to make a lot more money than if they just did a one-off. So let's say I had a new practice. There's a couple of things I could do, I guess. I mean, I could hire a social media person. I could run Facebook ads. I could go out and do SEO and spend my money on SEO and content. And I could, do AdWords. And I'm not saying any of those things are bad. I'm just saying they're going to be a long-term thing. Do those. But you probably need to pay rent. You probably need to pay people. You probably want to pay yourself. So the stuff you're teaching people actually can be faster. Okay. So what I could do is if I'm going to do Facebook ads or I'm going to do anything in a new area, why don't I, instead of spending, let's say $2,500 in marketing and Facebook and SEO and those things, why don't I just take that budget and put it right into my customers? Because I'm looking for lifetime value. So what I could do is I could say, listen, open new shop, but you can come in here. You're going to get from us free x-rays and free cleaning. Now, I don't know what the cost of that is, but let's say that's hundreds of dollars, okay? You're going to get those things from us. I guarantee you the customer acquisition cost to get a good dental client is more than that. We just take that and decide to give that to Facebook or SEO guy or AdWords gal or Google or whatever. The money's still leaving our practice, right? But it doesn't have any customer attached to it. So what I could do is I could value stack that. I say, listen, if you do this, if you get a whitening thing with us, you're going to get free x-rays. Mm-hmm. If you need braces or a retainer, we're going to do the x-rays, we're going to do a cleaning, and then that way we can do the thing. Okay, that way we can do the braces or retainer. So I could actually tell folks and not break it up into, here's like a SKU, okay, do you want x-rays, do you want a checkup, do you want cleaning, and then I've got these 5-10 things or whatever on my website, each individually there. I could actually stack some of those things together that I know people would want. Here's the cool thing, if I can do this. So let's say I said, you're going to get a checkup and x-rays for free. First visit, you come in and do that. What have I done? First of all, I'm introducing people to my process, to my people. Mm-hmm. I brought a real customer in. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do the checkup. They're going to meet me. Okay. I'm going to do the x-rays. That gives me an opportunity to tell them, hey, everything's great, or, everything's not so great. We got to do this. We're still going to do that whitening, or I'd like to do something else. That whitening's still yours. And they're going to see our process. We're going to be able to be in there. We're going to be able to go in there. I'm going to be able to tell them, look them in the eyeballs, maybe before they're in the chair, after the chair, during the chair, right? And I'm going to say, and listen, as you can see, my practice is new in town or whatever. Most of my business comes from referrals. So what I'd like for you to do, and so I'm giving you these things, but this is my marketing. There's not a hidden agenda here. I want you as a customer. That's why I'm giving you the x-rays, the checkup, and the whitening. I want you as a customer long-term. And here's what I do, and this is all I ask you, is can you refer 3 people to me within the next 90 days? If I do everything I said I'm going to do, would you, and you have the dentist, will you refer 3 people to me? Here's the thing, and you can say, and listen, they could be your husband. Mm-hmm. They could be your kids. Mm-hmm. They could be your mom. They could be anybody. Mm-hmm. They just probably need to be somebody with teeth, and if they don't have teeth, I can help them too. So you really can help a lot of people as a dentist, right? Mm-hmm. So my point is, when we value stack this, so what can we do with realtors? A lot of folks in real estate value stack, because since I know if you list my home, there's a transactional thing there. It's X%. Let's say it's 3%, 2.8%, whatever it is in a specific market, right? If that's where I am, and I'm the happy realtor, well, I don't know what value happy has. But if I say, listen, when you do this, we also include a new homeowner's warranty on it, so the appliances or whatever. I also have somebody come in there and really spruce up the yard, right? Mm-hmm. I also have X, Y, or Z in there. I have a moving truck, so when you need to move from here to there, I have a storage area where you can actually use my storage when you have to be out of there. I'll stage your house. You see those all the time. That's value stacking, right? Mm-hmm. Because what the market may think somebody's doing is just listing their home, right? Right. I mean, I really can sell my home on Zillow or Trulia, right? Right. I mean, if realtors don't realize that the big market's coming at you, they're doing the same thing to you that they did mainly to the independent insurance guy, to the travel agent, to the movie guy, movie rental guy. All that stuff's being compressing. So value stack because it's a way to get transactions faster. Value stack because in many cases it's something the big guys won't do. So it's a competitive advantage. So what I want you to try and do is, if you're doing something and you know you've got good value, but the market isn't responding to you, certainly look at your messaging and those things, but add something. So Martin, for you could add something to where your value stack, your value ladder could be, okay, you get this course for me for $97, $7, whatever the price is, right? When you get that course from me, if you're in that course, I'm also going to give you all of these PDFs and all the information you need to download and get to work right now. They're already done for you. Okay.
Right, once you sign up.
Once you sign up. If you refer somebody to me, I'm going to do X to you. Or if you come into here and you really like it, I have a X, 6-week, 8-week program that I run. And I'd like to invite you into that. And if you've done all the work and submit, I'm going to make that $47, not $97. Mm-hmm. I also have a Facebook private group where I bring in other experts in these areas or other specific areas in order to help you in that area. You're going to get that. You're also going to get my LinkedIn group where I do certain kinds of things there. I'm also have a private coaching and mentoring program that I do where I can come into there. I can also come into your office and teach all of your real estate people, all of your insurance people, all of your fill-in-the-blank people, how to do referral and relationship marketing. And I have an event that happens every spring or every summer in Raleigh where we bring people in and we really help them legitimately, accurately, aggressively, and build their network. So when they go home, their network's bigger, it's better, it's badder, and they're working with people that are like-minded. And that was a whole bunch of value there, and didn't get you off you still stayed in your lane.
Yeah.
Everybody you started with could get benefit at the very end of that. So let people into that value stack, know what you do, and then stack it sometimes, because it should be the thing. If you find you're doing something and you're not getting the response from the market that you think you have, add a little bit to that. And in many cases, because I tell you what, customer acquisition cost is higher than you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So put some of the money in getting the customer directly.
The other piece is listen to your customers on what they value. This is another piece I hear missing. If they're, they really like the pin they get with it, then we need to bring the pin up front. Listen to your customers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know the word listen's out there, and none of us listen as much as we the two ears, one mouth. But I'm going to say, yes, listen, but the first thing is ask. Be very tactical in this regard. Be very tactical of what information you want. Do you want to know about that pen? Do you want to know about where they are? Do you want to know those things? If you do, and you do. You really do. If you don't think you do, you do. If you do, then ask. Ask somebody those specific questions. Get the answers to that. I tell you what, it will really get your business well. I've talked to folks, over the years, and in doing this, they find things that are hurting their business that they were so unaware of, that they really did have good food, that they really did have a good service, that they really were great. But you know what? Their receptionist just wasn't very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else is good.
Mm-hmm.
But the receptionist wasn't really friendly, and that's where it broke down. And if you find that if you're getting reviews out there and people are saying bad things about your company, quit. I know it hurts. None of us like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is about your business, not you as an individual and a person, in most cases. Look at that and take that. And when they're saying the bad things, quite frankly, I think there's golden nuggets of actionable information in some of the things people say to us. Now, are there crazies out there? Will more people complain than will ever say good things about us? Yeah, we all know that. But don't discount that stuff. So listen, but also ask. And then take a lot of the bad stuff, the things that don't seem to be good, and actually fix those in your business, right? Just fix them.
An example would be like the roller skating rink that took the first class. Find out who seems to come back and ask them, what do you like about us? What do you enjoy? What is the experience that you value the most? And then take that and make sure that's getting into our advertising. That's getting into our communication. That's getting into when we're speaking to someone, because it might be what they really like is, we have pretzels over here. Well, then let's bring pretzels out front when we're talking to someone. We have pretzels over here.
There was a kind of a Western kind of country place up in Denver for years, and it was pretty interesting. And their food was good. I would say it was really good. It's good food, okay? They would never have lost anybody from their food. It was real authentic and all that kind of stuff. But they did two things that were really, really interesting, okay? One was they had peanuts shelled, and they encouraged you just throw them on the floor. Mm-hmm. Shell the thing, just throw the shells on the floor. So while people were walking around, they were crunching on the thing. It actually picked up some of the stuff and whatever, so they just throw the shells on the floor. I don't know if the insurance things are there now, but they had that. And they used to cut people's ties off.
Right.
Okay? Now, here's the thing. Their whole business was people. They would go there to say, man, you got to go there. You just eat this. Throw the peanuts on the floor. I can't do that at home. So there were people that went to their bar kind of that and loved that section. They weren't doing it in the restaurant part, but in the bar, the lounge part of it. And there were other folks that would be like, Martin, you got to come to this place with me. And I wouldn't tell you.
Right.
And you come in there and they just cut your tie. Everybody. So my point is, sometimes it's not any of those other things we think it is. There's a place in Denver called Casa Bonita. It's a Mexican restaurant. Yeah. Their food's really not good. It's kind of cafeteria kind of food, okay? But they got cliff divers in the place. They got caverns where kids can go. It's an experience. And people go there knowing the food's not going to be very good, but they're going there for the experience, and they take loads of people. It's one of the biggest tourist attractions in Denver still, and has been for, I don't know, 50 years, with not great food. It's not very good food. I always suggest people eat a little bit before we go.
Right.
You know, and then get something there. But my point is, sometimes it's not the things we think it is. I guess is what I was trying to make. But yeah, ask the good stuff, but also ask the bad stuff. So, and then value stack. Stack some value on that thing. You have it. In most businesses, most businesses don't have an inventory out back. So there isn't something that they had to buy, and they have their time. And I would just submit that if you have your time and you're not selling it out in the marketplace and trading those dollars for dollars and having people do things, then stack your value in such a way that you are. Then you'll get busy enough that you can actually change some of that stack, or you can bring in an assistant that does those things and you only do the higher end things. But if the market's not responding to you, it's probably the value that's being perceived. Change the value proposition, you'll probably increase the market.
Excellent. And if they aren't comfortable referring you, your value stack isn't enough.
In many cases, all these things will teach you something about your business that you should improve. Yep.
Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, Pat. This was excellent.
Take care, Martin.